And we're off. This is our new show, Chamber Pod. And what are we calling it, Charlie? What is this edition of the Chamber Pod called?
The Chamber Pod presents the weekly verdict.
Boom.
Boom.
Let's get right into it. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. $12 million over the past 16 years, over 4 relationships now. It seems like every time there's a bombshell, it comes out on a Friday. Wall Street Journal reported all of this. This was on top of the $3 million settlement package to the paralegal. What's going on here, Charlie? What is going on?
Is it 12 million per relationship or 12 million in total to 4 relationships?
To 4 women over the past 16 years to suppress the allegations of sexual misconduct and infidelity.
Have any of these sites got Linda's weigh in on the whole thing, or
no?
Oh wow, that would be interesting to hear.
One for $7.5 million to a former wrestler who alleged McMahon coerced her into giving him oral sex and later declined to renew her contract after she resisted subsequent sexual encounters. Another for $1 million to a woman who had worked as a WWE contractor and said she received unsolicited nude photos from McMahon. And a third in the amount of about $1 million to a former manager who worked with McMahon for a decade. I really want to know who's the $7.5 million.
I couldn't tell you.
There was a report it was Rosa Mendez. There was a rumor.
That would make sense. They seem to always go like, or attempt to go sexual routes with her, and she would just not do it.
This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. And by all accounts, even though they're like legally married, him and Linda are like living 2 separate lives.
Yeah.
Who can say that Linda's not going out there and living it up?
Who knows what goes on behind closed doors with those two?
Apparently not much between the both of them, but when it comes to closed doors with other people, a whole lot. $12 million. $12 million. $12 million could have just bought him a freaking another marriage.
Not much to Vince, but to anyone else, a whole lot.
Our loyal followers, comment down below. Tell us what you think. Do you think Vince McMahon is going to lose his company? I don't think so. I think this will work itself out because when one McMahon falls, another one will be there to pick it up. So if it's not Vince, it's going to be Stephanie. If it's not Stephanie, it's going to be Triple. There's an order of how these things are going to go. The McMahons will always be connected to WWE unless they decide to sell. Yep. I don't see that happening because after the first one that came out, that he didn't sell then, he's not going to sell now.
That's fair.
The week in wrestling saw Wardlow win the TNT title. What do you think about Wardlow?
I think he deserves it. A big guy move. He can go. Uh, what do they call it? The Symphony of Power Bombs, the Power Bomb Symphony,
Powerbomb, yeah.
Symphony, and why am I blacking out on Scorpio Sky? He was injured going into that match, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was his injury?
I don't know. Everyone's injured these days. It's hard to keep track.
For what Scorpio Sky could handle, they put on a halfway decent match. That was part of wow, I almost called it Impact. That was part of time. That was part of that I actually watched.
Yep. It's okay. You can call it Impact.
What do you think of it?
I've been a big Wardlow fan since day one. He's obviously got a lot of that Batista vibe to him, but obviously I think he's more athletic. I was disappointed post MJF feud that he kind of was in a holding pattern. At least now he has a title. It'll be interesting to see what route they go. It's probably you're probably going to get Ethan Page and Wardlow in a feud. I think that's the. Go ahead.
People are saying he's going to have a Roman Reigns-esque run with that championship, and I can totally see that. It's going to be a while before someone.
So congrats to Wardlow. We also had the Money in the Bank pay-per-view take place last Saturday. Congratulations to Liv Morgan winning the Money in the Bank and then cashing in on Ronda Rousey. We've been big fans of Liv Morgan. We've seen the growth. She grew up near Charlie, so and me for the that area. So it's kind of like hometown girl makes good, which is awesome to see. She's gonna have a rematch with Ronda at SummerSlam. I just pray to the heavens that they keep the title. They keep the title on Liv. I'll be interested to see how they book her if she wins the match, how that is booked. Because they built Ronda, obviously, to this unstoppable machine. Like, what is it going to take for Liv to beat Ronda?
I think that's why they're keeping Natalya in the picture in the title run right now.
Yeah. We also had Theory winning the men's Money in the Bank. Charlie walked me through because I want to make sure that you actually watch this because you fell asleep and you missed the post show last Saturday. Walk me through what happened. So I just, it's a test.
You're gonna get on me forever about that, aren't you? Okay, so before I fell asleep, I saw that he was added to the Money in the Bank ladder match as the 8th participant since they were in Vegas. They wanted to add him to the match. I fell asleep when almost got buried by ladders. And then once I woke up and rewatched it, I saw that Austin Theory continued throughout the match. He got his ass thrown around and handed to him a few times. But lo and behold, he won the Money in the Bank ladder match and off air, he cut a promo saying it's not even Cena's time right now. It's his time. Everyone's time is up and his time is now.
And isn't this what the wrestling fans wanted, a new star?
You'd think that. But
why in the blue hell are people complaining?
The IWC is all complaining about it.
Excuse me.
What?
It boggles my mind when WWE decides to actually push someone, it doesn't matter who it is. They reject them. They ultimately reject the person. Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. If they're not booked the way that they want the person booked, they just shit all over it. Theory is 24 years old. He looks like a star. He talks like a star. He's got star written all over him. Whether you like it or not, he is going to be a future world champion. And he's going to carry the belt for a decent amount of time. Anything else you want to add for Theory? What do you think is going to happen?
Look back at Monday's review. I already went over my thoughts on Theory. I'm psyched that he's in that main spot right now. Don't understand why people are bitching just to bitch about it. And I'm looking forward to seeing his cash in.
Sasha Banks and Naomi pretty much gone now. What do you see the future, or what the future holds for Naomi and Sasha, respectively?
Sasha can go anywhere she wants. Hopefully not AEW, only because I feel that she would get lost in the sea over there right now. And as far as Naomi goes, she was. Are we sure she was quietly released?
Yeah. Yep.
She should go on the indies for a while.
Yeah, she can make a lot of money doing that.
Yeah.
Autograph signings. I'm sure she doesn't have to, work as much, considering her husband is in a high profile spot, making a ton of money at this point. So she could probably just figure things out. Yeah, Sasha, in my opinion, should just go into TVs and movies and try that out and explore that. She'll do really well. And whenever she wants to come back to the ring, it's going to be there for her. She just needs to pick her spot. I could see her in like 2 or 3 years coming back to WWE.
Yeah.
I just, as much as everyone says, oh, AEW, what gives you... Do you think that AEW is going to book Sasha Banks any better than what WWE did?
No,
Probably not.
I think she would get lost in the sea of talent over there right now. They're doing that too much. They're just signing people just to sign them and have them appear big for about a month and then be on dark.
And what, she shows up on Dynamite. They're going to put her against Jade. Jade's not ready for that kind of match. She's not ready for that kind of match. And then what do? You have Sasha beat Jade? Then you're going to kill Jade's momentum. Or do you have Jade beat Sasha, and then you have Bryan Danielson syndrome with Sasha?
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't make sense until Jade is more established that you even think about adding Sasha to that roster. I think one of the best stories that came out all week, Pat McAfee signed an extension with WWE.
Definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him on commentary more and in the ring more.
Michael Cole put out a tweet. He said something, I will just paraphrase it, so I don't have the tweet in front of me. Over the last 25 years, right now, Michael Cole is having more fun than he's ever had. And that's because he's working with Pat McAfee, and the energy and enthusiasm that he's brought. has reinvigorated Michael Cole, and you can tell
Yeah.
Michael Cole has been awesome with Pat McAfee. It's brought him to a whole nother level. I actually enjoy Michael Cole now.
That says a lot.
What do you see the future for Pat McAfee?
I see him being an awesome commentator and an awesome superstar in the ring. I hope we see more of him in the ring throughout this extension.
Now, I remember at one point they said Corey Graves is cleared to wrestle. Do you think we'll get a Graves McAfee match?
That would be interesting.
Like, even if they do Survivor Series, like Raw versus SmackDown, and they do those guys? Yeah.
That would definitely be interesting. I would love to see Corey Graves go again.
What else? What else, Charlie? That was pretty much what I had on the docket in terms of storylines and news.
Tyson Fury.
Oh, yeah. Tyson Fury is reportedly going to be at Clash at the Castle. Is that what they're calling that event?
Yeah.
And apparently last night there was supposed to be another Sheamus Drew McIntyre match, and that didn't take place.
Butch.
Well, oh, this reminds me. So I wasn't able to watch SmackDown, but apparently they brought COVID into WWE now,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah.
So after not saying the word COVID at all, they bring it into the most idiotic storyline where Sheamus comes out, I have the COVID. What the hell amateur shit is going on here? What bad writing? You know, let's politics aside, right? And whatever else. People passed away of COVID, and COVID is still a thing, and you're making a mockery of COVID on television, where leading up to this, when people were out with COVID-19, they didn't even say COVID-19. Oh, they're out on medical.
Yep.
But now you bring it into a freaking storyline. And this is what happens when you have two guys in a feud that have been in a feud 3 times over the last 3 years. It's aggravating. Tyson Fury, he better bring his A game, because McAfee, Bad Bunny, Logan Paul. Am I leaving out people? Those are just ones off the top of my head.
Those are the best examples of celebrities actually pulling it
Recently. And then you even had Stephen Amell prior to.
Yeah.
Who came prepared and showed off athleticism, showed charisma, whatever. Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman, that was horrible. It was terrible. If we get a performance like that at Clash of the Castle, I would not bring this man back. He is not worth the money. Not worth the money. What do you think? Do you think he's worth the money?
No.
Even Floyd at WrestleMania against the Big Show was good.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury, he says he was a wrestling fan growing up. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I would rather see Conor McGregor in WWE. At least that would make sense.
He's got that flashy ego to him. Yeah.
He even does the Vince walk.
Yeah.
everyone says, "Oh, that's the Connor walk." No, that's the Vince McMahon walk. Is there anything else comes to your mind that's come out recently? I guess Paige sent a
Censor
little
goodbye.
goodbye thing out. Um, what do you think is going to happen with her? I feel like, unfortunately, she had a good run, but if she didn't get hurt, I think her career would have been much more than what we got. And in between, also we had the leaks and all of that, and her relationship with Alberto Del Rio certainly didn't help. So
No.
there was obviously some low points in her career and in her personal life that happened as well. But she seems to be in a good place right now. She seems content with, not having her contract renewed. She makes a ton of money streaming on Twitch. She has her endorsements and clothing lines and whatever else. I just wonder, because you hear the rumors that she was cleared to wrestle at one point. Do you think we see her back in the ring ever?
For WWE or for anywhere?
Anywhere?
I could see it.
I can actually see this one happening in AEW.
Yeah.
Because this is Tony Khan wanting to prove Vince wrong again about someone that was injured, like he did with Sting,
Like
and go. And what he wanted to do with Edge. You remember what happened with Edge, right?
Wait, Edge talked to Tony Khan at one point?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So Edge went and got cleared by his own doctors and whatever, and AEW is like, cool, we'll bring you on. Then Edge went to Vince and was like, hey, I want to wrestle again. Then all of a sudden the WWE medical team cleared Edge, and then he signed with WWE.
Oh, okay.
But Tony Khan was he was all in to get Edge. Pun intended.
Pun intended.
And obviously, with the stuff that Danielson's doing, he's trying to stick it to McMahon, but that's backfired on him.
Yep.
Because you're letting Danielson do whatever he wants.
He's out with
But
concussion.
I could see him going, I can make Paige the star she should have been in WWE. She should be wrestling, and bringing her in to, whatever big pay-per-view and showcasing her. I could see it. And just throwing a stupid bag of money.
Do you think as soon as All Out?
No.
Oh, okay.
I would say by Double or Nothing next year.
Okay.
Because I think Paige is going to want to do some independent bookings like that she's doing in terms of like autograph signings and whatnot.
Yeah, already on one around here in October.
And then she's going to train to probably get back into the ring if she's not already doing that.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see, obviously she's had some plastic surgery and other stuff, and we haven't seen her in the ring in years. It's a lot of ring rust to, get rid of.
Yeah.
Anything else that popped up this week that you wanted to chat about?
No.
No? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first episode of
The Weekly Verdict. Presented
Chamber
by
Pod.
the Chamber Pod.
Chamber Pod. If there was anything that we missed or you guys wanted us to go over, just let us know that we're idiots in the comments. Because, it happens. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. We do have the Seth Rollins card being given away at 1,000 subs. So it's free to enter. All you got to do is get us to 1,000 subs. It's a free, card that's worth anywhere between $75, $100. And all you got to do is get us to 1,000 subs. You have, family members, cousins, just hit the sub button for them. It literally costs nothing for someone to subscribe. Once again, JML, Charlie, Chamber Pod, Weekly Verdict. As per usual, good night and good luck. See you on the flip side.